Good evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Sayyid Asad bin Tariq Al Said conveys the condolences of His Majesty the Sultan to the custodian of the two holy mosques. The Sultanate wins the 3rd position at Arab level and 30th at the international level in the indicator of best countries for immigration practices in the world. The Sultanate participates at the inauguration of Awqaf Market in Saudi Arabia. And Israeli security forces locked down parts of Jerusalem's Old City and an ultra-sensitive holy site. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Sayyid Asad bin Tariq Al Said, Deputy Prime Minister for Relations and International Cooperation Affairs and Special Representative of His Majesty, left the country this evening heading to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to convey the condolence of His Majesty the Sultan on the death of His Royal Highness Prince Abdurrahman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. All of the following were present to bid him farewell: His Excellency Dr. Abdullah bin Muhammad As-Saidi, Minister of Legal Affairs; His Excellency Dr. Fuad bin Jafar As-Sajwani, Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries Wealth; His Excellency Muhammad bin Salam At-Tobi, Minister of Environment and Climate Affairs; His Excellency Dr. Abdul Munam bin Mansour Al-Ahsani, Minister of Information; His Excellency Saif bin Muhammad Al-Abri, Secretary General at the Office of Deputy Prime Minister for Relations and International Cooperation Affairs and Special Representative of His Majesty the Sultan; and His Excellency the Charge d'Affaires of Sultanate's Embassy in Saudi Arabia. His Highness Sayyid Asad bin Tariq Al Said is accompanied by His Excellency Sheikh Mohammed bin Saeed Al Kalbani, Minister of Social Development; His Excellency Sayyid Dr. Ahmed bin Hilal Al Busaidi, Sultanate's accredited ambassador to Saudi Arabia; and their Excellencies Khalifa bin Hamad Al Badi and Saif bin Ahmed As Sawafi, advisors at the Office of Deputy Prime Minister for Relations and International Cooperation Affairs and Special Representative of His Majesty the Sultan. The Sultanate won 3rd position at Arab level and 30th at international level in the indicator of best countries for immigration and immigrants in the world. This came in a report by US News, where the indicator topped by Sweden, followed by Canada, Switzerland, Australia, Germany, Norway, and the United States. The indicator was prepared through a survey of more than 20,000 of heads of businesses and elites, with their respective countries' arrangements based on the economy's stability, equality in income, and the availability of labour markets. The Sultanate participated in the inauguration of Souq Awqaf in Al Taif city in Saudi Arabia on its 11th round. The round included more than 100 various events similar to the cultural heritage and economic identity of Souq Awqaf. It also included a number of competitions at Arab world level, namely in the fields of poetry, short story and calligraphy. Souq Awqaf is considered as a touristic landmark in Saudi Arabia, where it takes place at the same historical Souq Awqaf site and attracts many tourists from various countries of the world. The medical services of the armed forces in Royal Army of Oman, represented in Sultan's Armed Forces Hospital in Salalah, organized the 2nd International Conference for Prevention from Dangers of Cardiovascular Disease. A number of specialists delivered lectures at the conference from Italy and various hospitals in the Sultanate. The conference reviewed a number of work papers related to cardiovascular disease, such as blood pressure, diabetes, and other diseases. It also discussed approval of medical recommendations to reduce cholesterol percentage in the blood, to limit vascular diseases, in addition to the role of nutritional supplements in treating hyperthyroid, besides modern treatments used for diabetes, blood clotting, and means of its prevention. Security forces locked down parts of Jerusalem's Old City today, and an ultra-sensitive holy site remained closed after an attack that killed 2 police officers and heightened Israeli-Palestinian tensions. 3 Arab-Israeli assailants opened fire on Israeli police yesterday in the Old City before fleeing to the nearby Haram al-Sharif, known to the Jews as the Temple Mount, where they were shot dead by police. Israeli authorities said they had come from the Flashpoint holy site, which includes the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock, to commit the attack. Israeli authorities took the highly unusual decision to close the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound for Friday prayers, leading to anger from Muslims and Jordan, the holy site's custodian. Today, there was restricted access through Damascus Gate, the main entrance used by Palestinians into Jerusalem's Old City, with only residents with identification being allowed to pass. After hosting the 7th round of Syrian peace talks, the UN envoy for Syria said he has seen no sign that the government has given any ground on possible political transition. Instead, Staffan de Mistura wrapped up the latest session of the intra-Syrian talks aimed to help end the country's blistering 6-year war by turning his focus to one of the Syrian government's main talking points, the fight against terrorism. Syria's main opposition group has strived unsuccessfully to put the spotlight on political transition as sought under a Security Council resolution in December 2015. Videos uploaded to a social media website appear to show the aftermath of airstrikes in Ain Tarmas, Syria, that killed at least 10 people. According to the Syrian Observatory of Human Rights, the strikes destroyed buildings and people receiving treatment in a field hospital. A civil defense group known as the White Helmets showed a child being rescued from the rubble of a destroyed building. The observatory said that the number of deaths is likely to rise and that this is the largest attack in the eastern Ghouta since April 4, 2017, when airplanes targeted the city of Sakba, killing 18 people. 3 people died in a fire that consumed 3 floors of a 36-story condominium tower in Honolulu. At least 5 others were injured in the blaze at the Marco Polo high-rise, a month to the day after a deadly tower fire in London. Firefighters sprayed water onto the flames from nearby balconies and brought them under control at about 6:30 p.m. local time, 4 hours after the fire began. The blaze began on the 26th floor and quickly spread to the 2 floors above. There were no immediate reports on what caused it. Images showed orange flames raging on several floors and debris falling from windows. The building was constructed in 1971 before the city began requiring sprinkler systems. City officials said that if the building had a sprinkler system, the fire would have been contained to the original unit. Still to come in our news bulletin. With local and Gulf participation, the 3rd Saham Camel Beauty Festival concludes its activities at Sheikh Al Taybat Camel Racetrack.
حرارة الصيف وشمس حارقة تبعث فينا المسير، مهللة البشرى بمبسم الطفل وأصالة الإنسان، لتختلط بادية الرمال بالواحات الغناء نحو نسمات بحر وشلالات عين ماء، بين الجبل والسهل تزهر البسمات. يطيب لها الزائر وتستمتع بها العائلة. من رسوخ العادات قمم شامخة، يجتمع عبق اللبان وطيب الكرم. مهرجان صلالة السياحية 2017 من 30 من يونيو إلى 31 من أغسطس 2017. عمان، الرخاء والنماء.
Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. The total deposits of commercial banks by the end of April 2017 recorded an increase by 4.4% to reach more than 19 billion Omani riyals. The report issued by Central Bank of Oman pointed out that government deposits at the commercial banks witnessed an increase by 11.1% to reach more than 5 billion riyals. Meanwhile, public sector institutions' deposits decreased by 7.4% to reach around 1 billion riyals. The sales of investors in Muscat Securities Market (MSM) during last week reached around 33.1%. The total trading value of the market reached more than 10 million Omani riyals compared to purchases by 9.5%. MSM trading value recorded an increase by 2.7%. More than 36,000 commercial transactions were recorded through Invest Easy portal during the second quarter of the current year. The transactions included new registry transactions, renewal of commercial registry, adding activities and amendments in commercial names, commercial and personal import licenses. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry pointed out that the investors' turn to use self-e-services provided by Easy Invest portal is contributed to accelerate the completion procedures of the transactions. The total number of visitors to the Sultanate by the end of May 2017 reached more than 1.3 million compared to the same period in 2016. The statistics issued by the National Center for Statistics and Information showed that the number of visitors in May 2017 decreased by 16% compared to the same period in 2016. Meanwhile, the total number of visitors by touristic ships reached more than 2,000 with a decrease by 70%. Around 90,000 defective products were recalled by the Public Authority for Consumer Protection during the first half of the current year. The first semi-annual report for recalls in 2017, issued by the Directorate General for Consumer Services and Market Monitoring, pointed out that the authority conducted 5 recalling campaigns in cooperation with a number of companies and establishments for the existence of some defects or to make some improvements on recalled products. The report stressed the authority's keenness to conduct continuous reviews for all displayed products and rendered services in the Sultanate's markets to protect the consumer's rights in a way that complies with quality and safety standards. The third Saham Camel Beauty Festival concluded its activities at Seyh Al Taibat Camel Racetrack under the auspices of His Highness Sayyid Khalifa bin Al Julanda Al Saeed. The 2-day event witnessed wide participation from camel owners. More than 300 camels competed in 18 rounds for various categories of camels. The festival was attended by a great host of camel beauty contests fans from inside and outside the Sultanate. Family economic empowerment and the role of youths in serving the society were topics highlighted at Dhahra Social Week for the summer of 2017. The week included various activities and events such as voluntary work camps, awareness lectures and presentations on achievements of some productive families in the Governorate of Dhahra. An exhibition was also organized showcasing some handicraft industries and small and medium enterprise products. Heavy to moderate rainfall continued on the wilayas of the Governorate of Dhahra. In the wilaya of Dhank, rain fell over Kumaira area, which led some wadis and their tributaries to overflow. The wilayas of Yanqul and Ibri also witnessed rains, which led some wadis to overflow. These are pictures of wadis in wilayas of Dhank and Ibri. And now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Cloudy skies will prevail over coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhafar and its nearby mountains, with chances of intermittent drizzle. Rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies. Winds will be southeasterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight to moderate, with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. On behalf of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, His Highness Sayyid Asad bin Tariq Al Said conveys the condolences of His Majesty the Sultan to the custodian of the two holy mosques. The Sultanate wins the 3rd position at Arab level and 30th at international level in the indicator of best countries for immigration practices in the world. The Sultanate participates at the inauguration of Awqaf markets in Saudi Arabia. And Israeli security forces lock down parts of Jerusalem's Old City and an ultra-sensitive holy site. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.